What's going on YouTube? Single Digits with a video update for Diablo 4 Season 1. So basically Season 1 is coming out sometime mid-July, and what that means is you will have to start a brand new level 1 character.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Essentially, what's going to happen is very much in the same vein as Diablo 3. So Diablo 3 had seasons as well. But the only difference is Diablo 3 did not have a battle pass. So a lot of people are complaining and saying this is just for Blizzard to put a battle pass and blah blah blah. Now, that may be true, but it's not the rule of law because Diablo 3 had seasons and they didn't have a battle pass. So let me explain. So you can look all of this stuff up too on your own, which I suggest you do for more details in case I miss stuff. This is an article on Wowhead. You should check out the campfire chats, recaps, and all of those things. But yeah, so essentially what's going to happen in Season 1 is they're going to split the game into two different realms. The Eternal Realm, which is the realm we are all playing on right now. Some people are level 100, some people are super high level, close to 100, and a lot of those people are upset because Season 1 and Seasonal Realms are going to be separate from the Eternal Realms. That means you will have to start a brand new level 1 character, and you will have to level that character up all over again. You'll have no gold, no items, no legendaries, nothing you've collected in the Eternal Realm. The only thing that's going to carry over due to a lot of backlash from the community, and understandably so, is that the world exploration that you've done supposedly is going to remain current, so you're not going to have to re-explore everything. And many of the renowned mechanics are going to be there, so such as Altars of Lilith, and I think there's like 160 total, so you won't have to rediscover all of the Altars of Lilith, which is very huge and awesome. I don't know what that means for skill points and stuff like that, so we'll have to wait and see. Maybe it's in the recap. I don't know about that, but I do know that they were going to transfer over some of the progress and whatnot. But you won't have any gold, you won't have any items, you will be level 1, and yeah, you're going to have to level up again. Now, the reason why this is a good thing is because the nature of the game, Diablo is an ARPG, and it's all about discovery. It's all about, unlocking the map and doing dungeons and getting all the gear, kitting out your character and best in slot. And once you do that, that's kind of it. Some players will go, okay, now I'll make another character. I'm one of them. I like to have one of each character maxed out, geared to the gills, clearing all the hardest content. I like to do that. But, it gets boring because you're just replaying a game over and over. You're doing the same content over. So seasonal realms will afford the opportunity to input new gameplay mechanics and different themes and things like that. Again, if you played Diablo 3, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Diablo 3 got into like 20 something seasons, I think maybe like 27 or 28 seasons, something crazy. Each lasting a few months, each season lasting a few months before the next one. And some of the examples I'm talking about are like, there's differences from Diablo 3 to Diablo 4, but like Kainai's Cube, which allowed you to put like legendary affixes for yourself, and activate them like separately from gear, like you could just have them as a passive on your character. Certain seasons like allowed you to have like 2 of them, or extra weapon, legendary weapon effects on your character. So it really creates some abilities and new builds, basically. It's a lot of fun, and granted that came way later and the game got crazy later on, but this is the kind of path that it can go on, with the whole seasonal, the seasonal thing. So it's a good thing in my opinion. The other good reason for seasons, besides having a fresh start and a fresh, fresh mechanics and new things and interesting things to see, is that it starts everybody at level 1 again. So the other thing with Diablo 3 was there was a ladder system to see who could climb, greater rifts the fastest, and who could clear the greater rifts at the highest level in the fastest amount of time. And you could track your way up those ladders. If they just did it as is now, there would be no way for new players to compete with veterans. There would be no way for, somebody who just picked up the game yesterday to compete with the person who's been playing since launch and has, ancient, perfect gear and, everything best in slot. And yeah, just there's no way. So a new season allows new players to be competitive with veteran players, and it puts everybody on the same footing, which I think is a good thing, especially in terms of like competitive ladder climbing stuff. So it's a good thing. So I'm excited for it. The first few seasons we'll see how it goes. Usually they're a little bit more experimental in seeing the community feedback. I don't think we're going to get any season that's like going to be crazy, but it will get crazy. I assure you, it's going to get crazy and it's going to be fun. And the other nice thing is, like, as a player who likes one character archetype, like maybe somebody only likes barbarians, and they play a barbarian. A brand new season, once you've kind of done everything you can with a barbarian, a new season might pop up where a necromancer build might really be the new, flavor of the month. And it might inspire players to try other new characters and builds and, experiment with the game. So I think it's a good thing. So I have a couple of tips, that being said, before I end the video. And the first tip I'm going to say is complete the campaign. That's what you should be doing right now. If you haven't done it, I haven't done it. I'm taking my time with the game, which is fine. But complete the campaign, because that is also another thing that carries over. If you complete the campaign right now in the Eternal Realm, then when the Season 1 comes out, you don't have to do the campaign over. You can if you choose to, but you don't have to. It's just going to make for faster gameplay, faster leveling, and as seasons progress and you start to get a hang of like the best routes for experience and all that, your leveling is going to be super fast. In Diablo 3, I was able to level a character from 1 to 70, which was the max in Diablo 3. I was able to do that in a couple hours and then have a max level character ready to go, start grinding rifts and greater rifts to get the gear and all that stuff. And I could have a fully kitted, character in, a couple of days, really, depending on how much I really stuck with it. So as seasons go on, you'll get better, you'll be more efficient and things like that. But absolutely complete the campaign. That's super important. The other thing is, don't worry so much about seasons in terms of like losing stuff, because at the end of the season, everything you've done in the season will transfer over to the Eternal Realm. So your characters in season will just join the characters you have now with all the gold, the gear, and everything you've collected in that season. So you're not going to lose anything. All right. And the other thing I'll say is, if you've leveled up and you've completed the campaign and you're kind of at that like 70, 80 kind of, level spot, then, you've gotten all the gear you needed and your character's like crushing it, and you don't want to necessarily grind more and harder, or you don't really care about hitting level 100, experiment with different characters and different builds, because you might come across something you like more, and you want to be able to experiment and play test a lot of these characters, which you might be doing already. But you want to do that before the season starts, because once the season starts, you're going to really want to focus in. You're not going to want to have alt addiction in the season. So get it all out of your system now. Experiment, play with stuff. See stuff that you might not typically think you would be interested in, because you might find something. And ultimately, you're going to be playing a lot if you are competitive, and you want to play something that's fun. So those are my 2 suggestions for you. before the season 1 starts. I have hit 81 subscribers right now, and I'm getting very close to my goal of 100 subscribers for the end of the year. So if you haven't subscribed, please do like, comment these videos, or comment on the videos, and stay tuned for more content. I do a lot of tier ranking videos. I'm going to probably do a lot more Diablo uploads and reviews and things like that. But yeah, I really appreciate the support, and we're almost there. 100 subscribers by the end of the year. If we get that, I'm going to do something special, maybe a little crazy for the channel, and announce the next goal that I would like to get to. But I love all the support. Thank you guys very much for tuning in and checking out my content. And until next time, peace.